All right, let's go ahead and get started. So we're laying back on our back. And with Pilates, the most important part is the breathing, arguably. There's several Pilates principles, and breath is number one, and we call it thoracic breathing in Pilates. So go ahead and place your hands on your rib cage, relax your shoulders, and we're gonna take some deep breaths. It's a stressful time, so let's focus on our breathing for a moment. So with the Pilates breath, I want you to think about breathing into the ribs and expanding into the ribs and less into the belly. So as you inhale through the nose, you should feel the rib cage expand under those hands. Fingertips will draw apart a little bit. And then exhale through the mouth. Rib cage is going to come down and contract. And fingertips will draw towards one another. So again, inhale through the nose. Front, back, and sides of the ribs expand. And exhale, rib cage draws down. Again, inhale, expand. And exhale, rib cage draws down. 2 more breaths. Deep inhale. And exhale. 1 more time. Deep inhale. And exhale. Drawing the rib cage down. Good. From here, go ahead and bend your knees. Feet are flat on the mat. And I want you to find what we call neutral pelvic position in Pilates, which means we have our weight in our tailbone, a little bit of natural curve under that lower back, under that lumbar. So if you had a bowl of water sitting on your pubic bone, the water would be level. So that's what that neutral position is. Now, without using your hip flexors, this is the tricky part, without using the hip flexors or pushing into your feet, I just want you to exhale, scoop out the lower abdominals and tilt your pelvis so that your imaginary bowl of water would tilt into your belly button. So don't let the tailbone lift. And then inhale back to neutral, natural curve under that lower back. Exhale, use those lower abdominals to tilt the pelvis into what we call imprint, lower back makes contact, and inhale neutral. And again, exhale, slight tuck, and inhale, neutral. So I'll be referencing neutral spine a lot throughout class, and that neutral position just means that natural curve under the lower back, and that nice flat back from the waist up, essentially. Let's do 2 more. Exhale into that imprint, inhale, neutral, and 1 more time, exhale, imprint, and inhale, neutral, and hold. From here, hands are down by your sides. Relax your shoulders. So any movement we're doing going forward is coming from the abdominals. Try not to use the hip flexors. So take an inhale. Exhale, bring one leg up to tabletop. Try to stay in neutral spine. Don't tuck that tailbone under. We want that neutral. Inhale. Exhale, other leg comes up. Really scoop out the belly. So try not to let the belly pop and go into doming, which means the abdominals aren't working properly. So we want that nice tight belly. Okay, from here we're going to move from the hip joint and we're going to go into toe tap. So knees stay at 90 degrees. Inhale, tap, and exhale, up. Inhale, tap, and exhale, up. Inhale, tap, and exhale, up. Relax the shoulders here. So make sure you're moving from the hip joint and not so much from the knees. So that toe taps a decent amount away from the booty. Good. And again, make sure that your knees are right over your hips. It looks like your knees are a little bit towards your chest. So push your knees a little bit further away. There it is. Good. That makes the abdominals have to work a little bit more. For 4, and exhale up. And 3, exhale up. 2, try not to tuck the tailbone under. And last 1, hold those legs in tabletop. Bring your arms out to a T position. I'm going to bring mine behind my head because I don't have space. I'm on an elevated platform. So my hands are going behind my head. Now shoulders are going to stay glued down. We're going into a spinal twist. So you're going to inhale, let those knees and feet tip towards one direction, about a foot off the floor. So that hip is going to roll off. And exhale back to center. Use the abdominals. Inhale, twist with control. And exhale back to center. Inhale, twist. And exhale, center. Really making sure that opposing shoulder is glued down here. We're just trying to mobilize the spine a little bit and warm up those abdominals as well. Let's do one more each side. Again, try not to let those knees come in towards your chest. Keep them right over those hips. There you go. Let's do one more each side. Inhale, twist. And exhale, center. Last time, inhale, twist. And exhale, center. Now this time, go ahead and let your feet and knees drop to one side. And then you're gonna stack your shoulders and hips as well, so you're on your side. So hands are stacked and hips are stacked. If you want, I always kind of find it comfortable because sometimes it's a little hard on the neck if you have broader shoulders like I do. I'll roll my mat up a little bit and create like a little pillow for myself so it's a little easier on my neck. But you don't have to. So hands and hips are stacked. You're gonna inhale, reach that top hand a little forward so you feel a little stretch in the shoulder, and then lift that hand up, following it with your vision. Exhale, open that arm behind you, feeling that chest stretch. Keep those hips stacked. Inhale, arm comes up, and exhale, down. Again, inhale, reach and lift, and exhale, open behind you. Inhale, up. And exhale down. So we're again trying to mobilize the thoracic spine here. So our spine is supposed to move in all sorts of directions. But again, because we don't give ourselves opportunities to move our spine, then everything gets stiff, and that's when people end up with back problems. So the more we can keep that spine mobile and flexible, the better. And let's do one more. Inhale, reach and lift. And exhale, opening back, feeling that chest opening. Hold for just a second and feel that nice chest opening. And then go ahead and just roll those knees towards the ceiling so you're back on your back. And then release, if you rolled up your mat at all, just release the mat. Feet are hip width apart, shoulders relaxed, hands down by your sides, palms up towards the ceiling. Slight tuck of your chin so you feel like you're kind of lengthening in your neck a little bit. So we're gonna go into what's called hip rolls. Make sure your feet are hip width apart. Make sure that weight is evenly distributed between big and little toe here. So watch where your knees go. You want them to be directly under those hips and right over those ankles. Okay, so inhale, you're in that neutral spine, natural curve. Exhale, scoop out the belly, tuck the tailbone under into imprint, and continue. I'm gonna move my arm up so you can see, and continue to articulate up one vertebra at a time. So think of your spine like a Band-Aid or a sticker that you're peeling up. Inhale at the top. Exhale, sink the back of the ribs down first, then the waist. And you can bring your arm down. I'm just doing that so you can see me, so you can see my spine a little better. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, tailbone under, and slowly peel up one vertebra at a time here. So it's small and subtle movements coming all the way to the top, squeezing the glutes from the back. So imagine you've got a $100 bill between your cheeks. You're trying to hold that in place. Inhale at the top, and exhale, sink in the sternum, bringing the back of the ribs down, middle back, lower back, and tailbone. Inhale, find that natural curve, that neutral position. Exhale, tailbone under, and articulate up. So this warm up here is all about warming up the spine. That's a huge part of what Pilates is about, is spine health. Inhale, exhale, articulate down. Let's do one more. Inhale, neutral. And exhale, articulate up one vertebra at a time. And then hold at the top. So hold that bridge at the top. Make sure you're not popping your ribs up. So do a little check for me and check if you can easily kind of feel the bottom of your ribs. You're probably arching your back. So draw that rib cage down so you're in a nice dart position, not in an arched position. So if you see this isn't what I want, this is what I want. That rib cage is down, abdominals are engaged here. Okay, now think about putting energy into your knees and trying to get your knees to touch the wall in front of you so you feel this nice stretch in the front of the thighs. And then from here, we're just gonna hinge at the hips as we inhale to tap the hips down, and exhale, squeeze and lift. Inhale, tap. Exhale, squeeze, lift. So we're just doing little lifts and lowers. We're not worried about the articulation here. We're focused more on just getting those glutes fired up. Squeeze and lift. Inhale, tap. Exhale, up. Inhale, tap. Exhale, up. For 5, and up. Make sure that those knees are tracking directly over those hips, and or ankles and hips are all in alignment here, so make sure the knees aren't narrower or wider for 2. And then this time, hold it at the top, squeeze those glutes even more, put energy into those knees so you feel the stretch in the thighs, and little tiny pulses up and up. No jerkiness, make the muscles work for 8 and 7 and 6, 5, 4, pull that belly in, 2 and 1, hold where you are. Now lift the heels and lower the heels. Exhale, lift the heels and lower. Lift and lower, keeping those hips nice and high, squeezing that butt for 8 and down, 7 and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold those heels up, hold them up. Take a deep inhale going into that peeling down. Bring the back, as you exhale, bring the back of the ribs down, then the waist, then the tailbone, and find that neutral position. Good. All right, let's go into a little bit of abdominal work. So go ahead and bring your hands up over those shoulders, broaden through your collarbone. So you want a neutral position with your scapula, which means that the scapula is nice and flat against the mat here. So broaden through the collarbone, draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Neutral position with that pelvis, so natural curve under your lower back. Take an inhale. As you exhale, slight tuck of the chin and begin to roll those shoulder blades off the mat. Try not to tuck your tailbone under. I know that's something everybody does, but we want to maintain neutral. Inhale back. So we want to maintain that neutral position with the pelvis because that's kind of the most functional way to keep the abdominals working. So you don't walk around, or you hopefully don't walk around all the time with your tail tucked between your legs, right? So it's all about trying to figure out, train the body how to engage those abdominals in that nice neutral position. And inhale back. And exhale up. Inhale back. One more time, exhale up and hold here, shoulders down, broadening through your collarbone. Take an inhale. Exhale, one leg up to tabletop. Take an inhale. Exhale, other leg up to tabletop. Scoop out those lower abdominals. And imagine you're bouncing 2 tennis balls and begin to pump those arms. Arms are straight and strong. You're just moving from the shoulder, and you're going to breathe in for 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale. And exhale, really pump those arms nice and strong. So you should feel those triceps working. Put some energy into those fingertips. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. So this is called the Pilates 100 because you're here for 100 breaths. So we could be here all day. Now, not quite that long, but it is a long time. Now, really think about drawing the abdominals in. Think about drawing the ribs down towards the hips. So it's the tummy working, not your neck, okay? 2 more. Breathe in. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Hold. Bring your hands around your right shin. Extend your left leg out about 1 foot from the ground. Really lengthen that leg. Get it as long as you can. Lengthen. No bent knee. No bent knee. Longer. Longer. There it is. And we switch. And switch. So don't be afraid to use the arms to pull you up a little higher. And switch. And switch. Get that full extension of the leg for 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4. Get those shoulder blades off the mat for 3, 2, hold, hold. Bring those hands behind the head. Push the back of the head into the hands so the neck isn't working. Going into bicycle, opposite shoulder to knee. And switch, and switch, and switch. Get a nice big twist in there. Find that extension of that leg for 8 and 7, 6, 5. Shoulder to knee, not so much elbow. Elbows are wide for 3, for 2, and for 1. Hold. Extend that top leg up towards the ceiling and grab behind your calf. And we're going into, we call this scissor. So you're going to pull, pull, switch. Pull, pull, switch. Switch. So again, don't be afraid to pull that leg towards you. Use your biceps to pull that chest closer to the legs. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold both legs up. Bend your knees and release all the way down. Good. Go ahead and you can take a quick long-bodied stretch. Let those abdominals, so when we're in a stretch position, you can let that rib cage pop, and that's great because we're stretching, so we're not worried about any abdominal engagement here. So just notice the difference between when you're stretching and where your rib cage is at versus when we're trying to engage the abdominals. The rib cage should be squared directly over those hips. So let's go ahead and roll onto our belly for a little bit of back work. So let's go ahead and bring our arms out in front of us like Superman. And then go ahead and let your nose and forehead hover off the mat about an inch or 2. So we're maintaining what's called neutral position of the spine. So if your head's all the way down on the mat, your neck isn't in that good alignment. So you want to think about as if you were standing, you want your head centered over your spine. So that's why we need a little space. If it's hard on your neck, you can put a block or something or to kind of rest your head on. So even though we're on our belly, I want you to pull that belly button up towards the spine. Scoop out that belly just like we would any other time. So our abdominals are always on here. So find that scoop. Squeeze those glutes, slight tuck of the pelvis so your pubic bone is gently making contact with the mat. Don't jam it in, but just gentle contact. Shoulders relax down the spine. So don't put all this tension into those shoulders and let the shoulders come up to the ears. And from here, we're going to start easy. Belly button still squeezing up and in. Take an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to lift your left leg, right arm up. Head stays where it is. And inhale, lower. And exhale, other side, lift. And inhale, lower. So we're trying to keep the bony parts of our hips glued down. So we don't want any shifting of the weight because we're scooping out the belly. So that abdominal strength is helping create that pelvic stability here. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze, lift. So really lengthen those legs out. No bent knees. Put as much energy as you can into those fingers and toes. For 4, and down. 3, and down. 2, pull that belly button in. Last one, hold that side up. Take another inhale. Exhale, lift the other side. So both sides are hovering. And we're going to go into a full swimmer. So start kicking those arms and legs without shifting the weight from side to side. So there's no wobbling. And breathe. For 8, pull that tummy in. Protect the spine. Squeeze those glutes. For 5, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Go ahead and press yourself back to a nice little child's pose, rounding out that spine. Good. Go ahead and bring yourself up to a tabletop position. Stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. So really pay attention here. A lot of people don't realize this is supposed to be an active position, so push into those hands so you're pressing out of the shoulders. Back of the head is towards the ceiling, so don't let your chin fall like this. That's really hard on your neck. So slight tuck of your chin as you push the back of your head towards the ceiling. So again, the head is centered over the spine, okay? Now curl your back toes under. Pull that tummy in towards the spine. Take an inhale. As you exhale, hover those knees off the mat an inch and hold. Press out of those shoulders for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. So it looks like you're rounding your spine there. So try to find that neutral. So nice flat back. Yep, you were more like this. So try to find that nice neutral position. Take another inhale and exhale. Hover those knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release. Take an inhale. Exhale, come up, press out of those shoulders. Stabilize in the shoulder girdle for 3, for 2, and release. Take an inhale. Exhale, hover those legs or knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. And again, make sure those hips are right over those knees. It looks like they might be coming forward a little bit, so maybe walk your knees in a little closer towards you. Right there. Perfect. All right, press out of those hands. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, shoulders are out of the ears as we come up. Maintain that neutral position for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. And 1 more time. Exhale, when you're ready, come up and hover for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release. Go ahead, you can sit back, you can roll over out those wrists a little bit if you need to. And then when you're ready, come to an upright kneeling position. Stacking shoulders over hips. And pull that tummy in. So I want you to imagine that you're in a cast from the knee up. Okay, so there will be 0 movement in any of your hips, no movement in your back, so specifically no arching, okay? So everything's nice and stable, and that comes from abdominal connection here. So keep the ribs down, square directly over the hips. You're gonna bring those arms out in front of you, relaxing the shoulders down, broadening through the collarbone, and you're gonna lean back by moving in the knee like you're being blown in the wind, but no arch of the back. Head stays centered over the spine. Exhale, bring yourself back up. And inhale back. And exhale up. Inhale back. And exhale up. So you should be feeling the work in the thighs, the quads there, the front of the legs. Inhale back. And exhale up. Inhale, lean. And exhale up. Pay attention to where your head is at in relation to your spine. Inhale, lean. And exhale up. Tighten up those abdominals. Make sure you're not arching your back at all. Inhale back. And exhale up. Good. I'm noticing a little hinging in the hip there. Try to squeeze your glutes a little bit more. Tuck your tailbone under just slightly so you feel a little squeeze of the glutes as you lean and come back up. Yep, so good, better. So we don't want to hinge in those hips at all. And exhale, shoulders relaxed. For 4, and up, and 3, and up, 2, and up, 1 more, and up, and release those arms down. Good, go ahead and bring your right foot in front, so you're in a different kneeling position. So many options for kneeling, I guess. Bring those back toes under. And from here, we're gonna go into a little lunge. So you're gonna exhale, pressing up to that lunge position. Try not to put weight on that leg. Good. And inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, and exhale up. This is a little bit of balance work here as well. So making sure those shoulders are staying over the hips. Again, pull up the belly button in towards the spine. Both knees bend. Try to equally distribute weight between the big and little toe in that front and back foot. For 4, and up, 3, and up, 2, and 1. This time hold it halfway down, little tiny pulses with control. Take the bounce out. 8 and 7. Bring those shoulders back a little bit. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all the way down and switch sides. That left foot comes forward. Pull the belly button in towards the spine, shoulders relaxed, curl the back toes under. Take an inhale. Exhale, we come up. And inhale, bend. Exhale, up. Tightening up the tummy here. Again, trying to keep that knee tracking directly over those two middle toes for that nice knee alignment. Really important to protect your knees. Nice and easy. Take the momentum out of it. For 5 and 4, 3, 2. Now hold it low, little tiny pulses here. Pulse, pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all the way up and then all the way down. Good. Go ahead and come back to a seated position. And we're going to go into a little bit of a side bend here. So you're going to sit so that that top foot is in front, bottom foot is behind. And that hand might be just slightly in front of the shoulder. Big thing we're focused on shoulder stability here, so don't let this happen as you push up. Use the muscles in the back to help draw the shoulder blades down so this doesn't happen. All right, so think about lengthening through the spine always. Take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, you're gonna push those hips up. Find that nice side bend, that little curve. And inhale, bring it down. And exhale, coming back up. We're really trying to push those hips towards the ceiling, finding that little rainbow, that arch. Inhale, back. Shoulders down. Exhale, lift. And inhale, down. And exhale, up. And inhale, down. Let's do 2 more. Think about that shoulder. Press up and out as you exhale, lift. And inhale, down. And last time, exhale, up and lift. And inhale, down. Good. Let's go ahead and stay in this position and do a little mermaid. So you can cross your legs if this is uncomfortable. Otherwise, you just kind of bring those knees in so that they're both bent. And we're trying to balance on both sides of the hips here. So try not to lean. If you can't do that, then just cross your legs. Sitting up tall, you're gonna inhale, bring that arm up. And exhale, find that side bend. You can bring that hand out to the side for a little bit of support. And inhale up. Exhale, arm down. Other side, inhale up. Exhale, find that side bend. Other direction, keep those hips glued down, shoulders relaxed. And inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale, find that side bend, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, and exhale down, inhale, and exhale. Good. Go ahead and switch the position of your feet. We're going to do the side bend on the other side. So just make sure that the bottom foot is in front, the top is behind. Make sure that you're pressing up and out of the shoulders, lengthening through the spine. Take an inhale, that hand is down by your side, and exhale, press those hips up and find that little rainbow. And inhale, bring it down, shoulder out of the ear. And exhale, lift and lengthen. Inhale down, and exhale, lift and lengthen. Press out of that shoulder, really important. And inhale down, and exhale, lift and lengthen. And inhale down, let's do 2 more. Exhale up, and inhale down. Last time, exhale up. And inhale down. Good. Go ahead and come to a seated position with those legs out in front of you. And sit up nice and tall here.
Bring your arms in front. We're gonna go into a roll down. So do your best to keep your feet grounded. Draw your kneecaps up towards your heart and toes towards your face. That's gonna help ensure that those feet are, prevent the feet from lifting at all. So relax the shoulders and really try to sit up on those sit bones, which is the bony part of your butt. Bring those arms out in front of you. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine, try to get longer and decompress. As you exhale, tilt the tailbone under and begin to slowly articulate. My mat is slipping. Articulate down one vertebra at a time. Inhale, let those arms come overhead without popping the ribs. So we're not stretching here like we did earlier. We're trying to maintain that abdominal connection. Exhale, arms start to come up, tuck the chin, and begin to roll up. Try to keep those feet glued down. Curl over those thighs. And inhale, stack up to a beautiful tall spine. And exhale, tailbone under, and we roll back. Inhale, overhead, don't let those ribs pop. And exhale, arms come up as you tuck the chin and begin to roll over what I'd like to say invisible barrel. So you're really scooping up and in with those abdominals. And inhale, stack the spine. Exhale, rolling back. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, tuck and come up. And inhale, tall spine, one more time. Exhale. Inhale, bring those arms overhead without arching the back. And exhale, hands come up as you roll forward, really flexing that spine. And inhale, stack back up. Good. Let's move on. Let's go ahead and come onto our side for our Sideline Series here. So go ahead and stack your legs and rest your head on your arm. Now I know you're gonna be tempted to wanna look down at your feet, and you can to initially get yourself set up, but don't keep your head there, because what it does is it puts your neck in that flexion position, and that's not how we want it. Everything we do in Pilates, we think about how it affects our posture, and so you don't want a chin down in your chest all the time when you're walking around. So you want that, again, nice neutral position, head stacked over the spine. So feet are stacked, okay? And then make sure, so if you notice your top foot or leg is shorter than the other, that's not really the case. It's because that hip isn't in alignment. So push that top hip away from the shoulder. Almost try to get that top leg longer to extend beyond the bottom leg. So you find what I like to call the little mouse house under that waist. So you should find some space. So by pushing that hip down, it creates the space under the waist. And then from here, I want you to just hinge at your hips to draw those feet just slightly in front of the body. That's gonna help with your balance. But don't lose the mouse house. Top shoulder away from the ear. And from here, you're gonna point to lift to hip height and exhale, lower. Point to lift and exhale, lower. Point to lift and press to lower. So don't go quite so high. Again, we want about hip height, doesn't need to be higher. I want you to think about putting more energy into those toes and then into the heel as you press down. Draw the kneecap up towards the heart so you feel that quad nice and active here. So everything should be nice and engaged. For 4, and down. 3, press lower. 2, press lower. And 1, press lower. Now bring that leg back up to hip height. Point through the toe. Make sure you have your mouse house. If not, push that hip further away from the shoulder. Keep that mouse house. Shoulder relaxed without the hips swaying back and forth. Little tiny circles. Exhale. Exhale. So it's all about pelvic control, which happens by pulling up and in those lower abdominals for 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse. Reverse. We're painting a little circle on the wall. There's a brush on the end of our toes for 3, for 2, and 1. Hold. Make sure you've got that mouse house. We're adding on. Top leg comes up to meet the, or bottom leg comes up to meet the top. Mouse house still exists, and both lower together. Top leg comes up to hip height. Exhale, other leg comes up, and inhale, lower. exhale, inhale, and exhale. And down. Let's do 3 more. Up, up, and lower. Up, up, and lower. 2 more. Up. Or maybe this is the last one. I always forget what I'm counting on. Let's do 1 more. Up, up, and lower together. Now this time both legs stay together and they lift together and lower together. Keep that mouse house. Find that lift. For 3, and down. For 2, and down. Last 1, and down. Good. You might feel that little bit of cramping kind of in the side. That's normal. Go ahead and roll on to your other side. And again, while we're here, you can massage out the side we just worked. It always feels kind of nice. And then come down onto your side. Again, head resting on the hand or arm. You can bend your arm if you find that more comfortable. I find it more to keep my arm straight. Legs are stacked. Push that top hip to find that mouse house away from the shoulder. And then slight hinge at the hips to bring those feet slightly in front so you aren't quite a perfect pencil. Okay, shoulder relaxed, and we point to lift, press to lower. Point and press. Point and press. Really putting as much energy as you can into those toes. Try to lengthen that top leg another 2 inches. Up and down. Point and press. For 4 and lower. 3 and lower. 2, where's that mouse house? And 1, bring that leg back up to hip height, point through the toe, little circles without the hip swaying back and forth. Exhale, exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold, reverse, reverse. Nice and easy. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold. Bottom leg comes up to meet the top. Don't lose that mouse house. And lower together. We lift, lift, and lower. Lift, lift, and lower. Lift, lift, and lower. Up, up. Good, let's do 2 more. Up, up, and lower. Last time. Lift, lift, and lower. And this time both lift together and both lower together. Lift and lower. For 5 and down. Where's that mouse house? Push that top hip away from the shoulder to create that length. For 3 and 2. Pull that belly in. Last 1 and lower. Good. Go ahead and roll onto your back. Place your left foot on your right knee. I'm doing it backwards, but whichever one, we're gonna do both sides. And then grab behind your right knee and take that figure 4 stretch. That should feel nice. Use that opposing shoulder to push into the knee to create a little more space. And just take some deep breaths. Try to relax your shoulders here. And then release. Other side. And release. And then go ahead and just rock those knees in one direction, making little circles. And then the other direction. And then go ahead and grab behind your right knee and use that to help pull yourself up to a seated position. And then go ahead and turn towards me, sitting up nice and tall. Take a deep inhale, circle those arms up. And exhale. Again, deep inhale. And exhale.
One more time, deepest breath you've taken all day. Bring your hands down through heart center and give yourself a little round of applause.